It's Thursday the 20th of the 2nd, 2025. And can I be honest with you for a second? I am concerned. As a closet Sir Lewis Hamilton fan, I'm not sure that Scuderia Ferrari aren't about to use my driver as a patsy. I saw Charles Leclerc and Sir Lewis Carl Davidson Hamilton playing chess at the F175 event 24 hours ago, and it got me to thinking, could Scuderia Ferrari know in real time that Charles Leclerc is the man, the driver around whom they should be building their team? He has tenure, he speaks the language, he's as fast as fudge, point to point the quickest driver, some say, on the grid as at 2025. Why then wouldn't they build their championship campaign around him? And then I start to see signs. We see that Charles Leclerc yesterday was the first one in the SF25 car around Fiorano. And then we see the times. 56.6 was his quickest. Only half a second away from the notorious now car, the F2004, driven by Michael Schumacher, which did as near as makes no difference, 56 seconds flat. And now today I start hearing Charles Leclerc talking in real time. Here's what he said, and I quote, "Last year we finished second in the Constructors' Championship and I was very disappointed. So surely now the normal goal is to win." Charles Leclerc sounds like the spokesman for Scuderia Ferrari. He sounds like he's the principal driver in their red overalls with the yellow badge and the black prancing horse atop. He sounds like he's the leader. Take a look at the pictures as well. You saw the frenzy around marketing around Sir Lewis Hamilton's first 2 weeks. Yeah, that was good. Yeah, that a rising tide floats all boats, and that makes sense. It was brilliant, record-breaking settings even, 5 million likes on Instagram. But were they just rolling Lewis Hamilton out with a view to prop up the Ferrari share price? Non-rhetorical question. Charles Leclerc, aka modern day journalese, continues. The goal must always be to win when you drive in red. Leadership quotes, if ever I've heard them. Roll Sir Lewis out and he can go and do all the marketing, just like, say, a Liam Lawson will do now for Max Verstappen and a Checo Perez did before. And Charles Leclerc, aka modern day journalese, can concentrate on the hard stuff. That is winning races and therefore championships. Oh, and by the way, if you don't believe me as I build my case, Charles Leclerc has spoken about their driving styles. For a longest time, it's been talked about Lewis Hamilton that his driving style won't suit Ferrari, while Charles Leclerc begs to differ. He says that I noticed over the past couple of days that we have very similar driving styles, which is a real good thing. It still needs to be confirmed because we haven't had time to drive together yet, not much at least. But from the little that I've seen, says Charles Leclerc, aka modern day journalese, we tend to drive quite similarly. That comes via Auto Racer. I'm concerned, chat. I don't know. He looks like the leader of the team. He's starting to feel and smell like the leader of the team. Now, look, if we put on our Ferrari caps, why would you not build a team around Charles? He's the guy that's been at the team longer. He's the guy that the team knows and loves already. He's the guy in whose image they've been building Scuderia Ferrari. You tell me, who's the next Michael Schumacher? A 27-year-old Charles Leclerc or a 40-year-old Sir Lewis Hamilton? Sir Lewis could be out of there in the next 2-3 years. How long does he have? Time is a finite resource now. Charles Leclerc will have a lengthier tenure between now and the time when he retires. So again, I ask you the question, around whom are you going to build a championship campaign if indeed your name is Frederick Vasseur, team principal of Scuderia Ferrari? Gets techie, telling you, I'm not sure which way I'm going to go on this. The bookmakers have Charles Leclerc a massive favourite advantages over one Sir Lewis Carl Davidson Hamilton, and that has to mean something now. As we approach the season, I'm seeing what Ferrari are doing in real time. There's going to be lots of talk about sabotage, and there's going to be lots of talk about Ferrari favouring Charles Leclerc. But I would argue, my principal point of contention here is my supposition, and my headline thesis, I would argue that it only makes sense to. They would be stupid to do what many are hoping that they do and give Lewis Hamilton a fair cop. Why would they do that? Okay, so the fairy tale, unprecedented 8th settings, record-breaking settings, that makes sense, copy. But Charles Leclerc gives them, arguably, the highest probability of winning a driver's now. Charles Leclerc, point to point, aka modern day Jean I don't know. Rafa says no way would they love nothing more than to get Lewis's 8th, but the probability stacked the odds in your favour. No, Rafa, I don't know what we're talking about here. Could be a case of Charles talking the talk, but can he walk the walk? That HP logo will cost them the 8th. I know it looks like a 3rd place winning car, right? It doesn't look like a championship winning car. Rafa, that's the question, says Kayla. Leclerc is the future, so building for the future for Ferrari goes through Charles Leclerc and not Lewis. Simple as that, Jay. This is the problem. This is my worry as I'm looking at it and hearing these words and seeing these stats. It's going to get tricky this season. I can't wait. Listen, just bring it. I'm done with the speculation and the hypotheses. Let's see these guys get in the car as at Australia. Oh, and by the way, look, Lewis Hamilton goes well. Nobody on the grid currently has a better record around Australia than Lewis Hamilton. Multiple time winner around there, just like he is Canada, and so too Silverstone. Just goes well around there. Something about the fundamental nature of that track suits the way in which he likes to drive the car. I say to you this then. Last year's tracks, I said that Lewis Hamilton will have himself a problem if he's unable to out-qualify George Russell at a Canada or an Australia or a Silverstone. I knew that the problem was nearly terminal, not quite, because Sir Lewis was out-qualified at those tracks by his teammate. Silverstone Exhibit A, Canada Exhibit B, Australia. All eyes will be tuned into that one because it means a lot. If Lewis gets roundly out-qualified by Charles Leclerc and beaten in the race at Australia, one of Sir Lewis Hamilton's favourite tracks, then extrapolate that out going forward. Oh, and by the way, if word on the F1 curb is anything in which you want to be invested, Monaco, as at Monaco, Scuderia Ferrari will make a decision as to who, in terms of their driver hierarchy, they will favour, for they do not want to repeat the mistakes of Christmas past, seizing defeat from the jaws of victory, just like McLaren did. They can't do another Hungary. They can't have another Silverstone. They can't be ifing and butting, failing to pull the trigger on team orders and lose themselves silverware championship of the drivers and or constructors variety. How, ladies and gentlemen of the F1 jury, do you like your F1?